also introduced the RF mount and 4 interesting new lenses. It's a promising start, but there are a few glaring blemishes on the spec sheet next to rivals Nikon and Sony, especially in the area of video. The EOS R is going up against Sony's formidable A7 III and Nikon's promising new Z6 and Z7 mirrorless models. We were able to test it out in the stunning nature of Maui to get some early first impressions of things like shooting speed, autofocus, video, and more.
The 30.3 megapixel EOS R slots between Sony's 24 megapixel A7 III and the 42.4 megapixel A7 R III. It's a near match to Canon's own EOS 5D Mark IV DSLR with similar resolution, dual pixel autofocus, shooting speeds, and 4K video specifications. Some Canon fans hoped the EOS R would have the same EF mount as its DSLRs. Luckily, in my opinion, Canon didn't do that. Canon was able to create a future-proof mount that allows for fast, sharp, and compact lens designs. Along with a 35mm f1.8 macro and 24-105 f4 kit lens, Canon showed off a super fast 50mm f1.2 and a 28-70mm zoom with an unusually wide f2 aperture. If you have a lot of EF glass already, fear not. Canon can sell you the EOS R lens adapter that will give you full autofocus, stabilization, and metering capabilities with no loss in quality. The EOS R has a dust and drip-proof magnesium body that weighs 1.5 pounds, about the same as the Nikon Z7 and Sony's A7 III. Much like the Z7, it has a meaty hand grip that should make it more desirable for professionals than Sony models. It uses the same big battery as the much larger 5D Mark IV, so you'll get more shots per charge than the Z6 and Z7, but fewer than Sony's A7 III. There's a liquid crystal display on top that shows aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and other essential settings. Unfortunately, there's only a single SD card slot, but at least it supports high-speed SDXC UHS-2 rather than Nikon's hard-to-find XQD cards. If you're a current EOS camera owner, you might get lost with the new button layout and menu system. A lot of the controls, like the mode selection dial, are completely gone, and the front dial is now on top. Canon completely redid it with the aim of making things more customizable for the type of shooting you do. The EVF is a 3.6 million dot OLED model with 100% coverage and 0.76 times magnification. It's sharp, color accurate, and clear, one of the best I've ever tried. Rather than a joystick, you change your focus points by swiping your thumb across the screen. There's also a new MacBook-like touch bar that you can customize for different functions. There is good news for vloggers as the 2.1 million dot panel has a rotating flippable touch display. During the hands-on sessions in Maui, I got to try the EOS R in a number of situations, and it tracks subjects' faces and eyes well up close. With the Z6, Nikon offers 4K with a full sensor readout and 10-bit HDMI output. Unfortunately, the EOS R doesn't measure up here. It shoots 4K at 30 frames per second, but as with the 5D Mark IV, there's a considerable crop factor of 1.7 times. It also shoots 1080p video at just 60 frames per second. On the plus side, the EOS R can handle 10-bit video. It does have a 3.5mm microphone and headphone jack as well. With the EOS R, Canon has entered the full-frame mirrorless fray with a bang. The RF mount system is a good idea, and its first 4 lenses look very strong. I like the 30.3 megapixel sensor, and from what I've seen, the dual pixel autofocus will make it an especially strong video performer. In other areas, the EOS R falls short. Canon has crippled the full-frame sensor for video shooting by cropping it. That said, Canon's RF mount and the 4 new lenses